Hello everybody, my name is Aceface and we're doing some T6 Abyss. It's been a while since I did the T6 Abyss, the hardcore Abyss, the most difficult tier of Abyss. I want to see how it feels because this is a really long time since I did this. Oh, we've got Tachyon Clouds straight out of the gate and Valkyrie 2's over here with Cinnamals as well. These guys can actually hit quite hard. These Cinnamals are no jokes. They have destroyed some of my ships that I was thinking that, oh, they would never be able to destroy. I can't remember which was the last one I lost, but there was a ship that I thought was bulletproof for the Abyss, but I actually lost it to a Cinnabal wave. It might have been a Hawk Fit, or it could be the Zealot I had, or maybe a Nikitur, or Cerberus. Yeah, it was a Cerberus that got annihilated by the Cinnabal wave. I was thinking that it would be able to survive it. Let's go to the... No, actually, we do not want to go to buy adaptive caches, buy extraction nodes. Not buy extraction nodes, just extraction nodes. Because these guys web you to oblivion, so it's not a good idea to try to create some distance between them because it's not going to happen. Let's land a missile here. Okay, deploy Valkyries again. Go for this Ixion. Or maybe we can go for these Dremels. So you can see that how many webs we've got. All those Cinnabals we had before were webbing us, plus all these Dremels over here. There's a lot of stuff you got going on. Now I think I'll go for the Dremels. It'll be a bit easier here. Now I'm thinking actually what I'm going to pursue next in EVE Online. What is my next sort of journey, you could say, because Factional Warfare is something I've been doing quite a bit recently. But I need a bit of time for that. Like these, when I'm going and doing Factional Warfare, then I'm usually there for like a good hour or something like that. And I don't often have the time to be able to just spend 1 hour for one specific type of activity. For me, I like to do activities that are a little bit more shorter style, like an Abyss side, like we've got here. But I'll be keeping on doing Factional Warfare. I think it's very fun. I'm just thinking, what other kinds of pursuits can I do in EVE? That's something that right now I'm a bit unsure. Because the thing is, I've saved up so much cash that I've not particularly got any cash goal. I think that one cash goal at least I had was to do capitals actually. Let's see, can we recall that? Good. Because that would be not nice to lose those Tech 2 drones. Capital ships could be an option because I am actually able to fly some capital ships. We've got a wing command over here. What is this? Ooh, 103 million. Like the T6 of this is pretty OP, just getting... It's just like that, as if it's nothing. Do we have any skill points? We can redeem them to home station. Go for this Lucifer Echo. Oh, that's just amazing. T6 Abyss. You just get 100 million just like that from one of these cans. It's like as if you're just getting thrown money at. And many people think this is overpowered. And I can see it being overpowered to some extent. But the thing is, it is a very expensive ship I'm having to use. If I get ganked, that's it. I lose so much cash. And also if I make a mistake in the Abyss, it can also be pretty tough because these are very time sensitive events in the T6 Abyss. T6 usually tends to push the time limit to its max because you've got still 20 minutes, the same amount of time as T1 Abyss. But we've got so much more NPCs. Even with full bling, it's hard to do them in a really good amount of time, especially when we're doing T6 gammas like we've got here. So there's the risk of dying, and also especially dying in the end. When I mean the end, I mean when you get ganked on the outside. Luckily this Gila's been holding up really well, but you never know, you know. Take out these Dremiels. How much time do we have left? Soon 5 minutes have gone. Let's go for this Dremiel. Maybe we can have the drones go for the cruisers and the missiles go for the frigate here. Oh, never mind. I'm going to have to anyway reload. And it's barely applying anything. That's unfortunate. Augmented Valkyrie. Let's go for the Ixion over here. I think the frigates are actually deciding to go for my drones because they're yellow boxed us now. But that could be good because they are now going to be close to my drones, so they'll be able to snipe them straight away. Let's just hope they don't get destroyed. It's taking quite a bit of time to take out that Ixion actually. Come on, shoot them. Good. We're spending quite a bit of time here. A little bit over 5 minutes. Sword spine. What does the sword spine do? I think it's a remote repair. Okay, recall these drones. What is the next room? Okay, this is a really easy wave with the Vilas. Vila Triglavians, just easier versions of Triglavians. One over there, one over there. Okay. And okay, we'll go for these two over here. That'll be good. Do we have any tanglers? Yeah, we'll go for the tanglers first. You use the muted T2s because they can do a lot of damage. Medium mutated drone. Go for these extraction nodes. Because these tanglers just going to make everything go a lot slower because we'll destroy them very quickly, these guys. Destroyed. Good. And go for the ghost over here. I'm thinking, what are some future projects to do? There's not a whole lot of stuff going on in the Abyss. I really think that they should introduce updates to the Abyss. It feels like it's a really long time since they introduced an update. The last update they introduced was that, wasn't it the Depths of the Abyss update? And that occurred a very long time ago. That was like in, oh, we should recall those mutated drones. They're expensive. They go for like 200 million each. The Depths of the Abyss update was the one that introduced the Marshals and Sancha. And that was in 2020, I believe. 2020 or 2020, and it's 2023 now, so it's been 3 years since then. It would be nice to get some update to the content here in the Abyss. I'd love to explore that a lot. There was sort of like a semi-update, not really a proper update, but a semi-update where the heavy assault cruisers were redone, so it introduced a lot more possible Abyss ships. I still keep to the Gila because it's very reliable, but it's definitely widens the options for Abyss ships because Cerberus and Munin become a lot more well-rounded for the Abyss. 10 million from that extraction node is really cool to see. When I'm doing T4 Abyss and the T0 to T6 Abyss series, getting like 3 million from a bi-adaptive cache. Meanwhile here 10 million from an extraction node. And then another 10 million. Let's go for this bi-adaptive cache here. A Vedmak. Vedmaks take a bit of time to get through, but it's not that bad. They've got low explosive resist. We are reducing the explosive resist even more with these gamma ray afterglow effects in the gamma sight. Ooh, Valkyrie is getting shattered. Yeah, that was not a good end for that Valkyrie over there. I'll recall that drone. No drone. DPS. We're taking a lot of drone aggro, I realize. A lot more than I remember. Before the Gila's drones had more HP actually. I think it was in 2019. Then people were farming the Abyss sites so hard with the Gilas, then they nerfed the HP of the Gila's drones. So if we look in the show info here, you can see medium combat drone hit points 250%. You know, it was before 500%. So it's almost like double. I think it's double the amount of HP, or a really significantly more amount of HP they had. Makes sense that they are really overpowered drones, but sometimes I just get annoyed at that change, losing drones like this. 9 million. Ooh, very low for bi-adaptive cache in T6. I mean, that is even pretty low for a T4. But you can't always get rare drops in the Abyss. Sometimes you have to have a bit of bad RNG, especially when it comes to T6. Sometimes you just go and get so much good loot in the T6 Abyss because all the rare loot drops are so much more likely to be received. You sometimes have to get some bad loot here as well. I usually find to be like for 100 million pretty common, plus like 100 million plus being very common in T6. You have to remember though that the filament does cost a bit. T6 Gamma costs 10 million or 11 million, something like that. It depends a little bit on the price they're going for now because they vary a bit. A while ago they went for like 6 million. I remember I bought a ton of them. What have we got here? Can't see anything. Deep Watcher, quad Deep Watcher wave. Okay, this is actually a pretty good wave. for the T6 Abyss in the Gamma sites, because the T6 Gammas, they just buff the shields. So we're actually not going to see a particularly we're not going to see any increase in their HP because these guys do not have any shields. I'm wondering why the loose deep watchers not attacking. Now they're attacking. It feels like the internet might be laggy or something like that. Can we go for the extraction node? I think we have enough time, so we don't have to worry too much about not getting in time. We've always got our trusty drones here on the case. We can stop with the missiles because we can't hit anymore. Is it minus 70 we've got? Yeah, minus 70%. And in that case, when it's minus 70%, it's usually better to go with the explosive most of the time. Unless the enemy has a very low amount of resists. Then it's usually just better to go with the thermal missiles that have more absolute DPS. That's good. Look at those medium mutated drones wrecking those lucid deep watchers. Really good. We've got 779 DPS, and that's very high for a ship that has got these explosive missiles, because Gila does not got explosive missiles, because the Gila is usually made to use Inferno and kinetic missiles, or thermal and kinetic missiles. That's the missiles it has bonuses to. So having these provides less DPS. It's just the resist type is pretty optimal here in the Gamma sites because of the explosive resistance being reduced. The mutated drones here are actually Valkyries, and Valkyries are the lowest DPS drones as well. So all things considered, it is a very good amount of DPS we've got. Open this up. There we go, 6 million. Flew all this way for 6 million. We can even get a reload cycle just because of how long it will take for us to get close. I'll probably move towards these guys here, Lucid Deep Watcher. They've moved far away. I think it's because they maybe nudged that tachyon cloud, so then they were sort of pushed away. They're not usually that far away. Usually at least Lucid Deep Watchers stay around the gate. Okay, there's one went down. They're already aggressing, that's great. Maybe we can cruise towards the Bi-Adaptive Cache actually, just to scoop it up, and then we can land some missiles on the end. Our drone's anyway taking care of the situation perfectly fine without my missiles. I wonder what the total DPS from our drones are. 610 DPS, that's a pretty decent amount of DPS for just explosive drones. It's also a pure type of damage, it's just explosive damage these guys do. It's a very good type of damage they're doing. The super DPS, which are the augmented drones, they do a bit of a mix. Kinetic and explosive. The kinetic damage is not going to be hitting as hard as the explosive damage, because it's not affected by the gamma sights reduction in resists. Let's land a missile here. And then we just go for the last one. Our drones really are wreaking havoc here. The Ikitas in T6 Firestorm, even though it has a big opportunity to be able to spool up with its entropic disintegrator, T6 Firestorm buffs their armor, so they're going to be really tanky, a lot tankier than here. But even though the Ikitas is able to spool up to big DPS numbers, it takes a good almost 9 minutes to do a quad deep watcher wave in T6 Firestorm. So these drones are really potent here. You can see we're doing, I think we did this wave in under 5 minutes actually, because we were like 11 or 12 minutes when we entered this wave. There we go, 22 minutes, no, it's alright. Abyssal loot, 162 million. Nice. It was a lot to do with this unstable mutaplasmid we've got here. This one made a big difference. And I'm not even going to be able to get close to the Deep Watcher because my drones have already taken care of the situation. So it's perfect. There we go. Recall our drones. So T6 Abyss went really smoothly. I'm very happy with how it went, how the loot goes. Been thinking of new activities that I'm going to do. These are one of my classic activities I like to get back to from time to time, just because of how profitable this is, and also because it's not too hard but not too easy at the same time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.